Hey everybody, Boone White with the 323 Concept Furniture Restoration here. This is part 2 of our series on how to uninstall and reinstall a power recliner mechanism. And we'll be doing a 3-part series, but this particular part of the series is specifically on how to assemble a new mechanism. So it should be pretty short and sweet. I do the first part of this video, or the part 1 of the series, is how to uninstall that mechanism. So if you need that, we do have it. So we got the old mechanism out of the way, and the vendor in this case sent the mechanism completely disassembled, as you see here. These are the scissor arms, and then from there there's basically just a few cross braces that span from the 2 scissor arms that hold it together. So they do this so that it doesn't get damaged during shipment. I can't tell you how many I used to receive where they would try to send it fully assembled, and it takes up a large box, so the shipping's higher. But anyways, so this is it fully disassembled. So basically, I like to have the mechanism, the old mechanism, nearby for reference. And from there, it's really just a matter of attaching these cross braces. There's usually one cross brace or maybe 2 cross braces that have an L-shaped, a 90-degree L shape on the end, and then there's these, as you see here, that are just straight on the end. So I like to use the old mechanism as reference and basically just attach them where they were on the original mechanism. So there's usually 2 bolts per bracket that go into the frame on both sides. So as you see here, I'm just starting by attaching those brackets to one side of the one scissor arm. And then once we get those all attached, I lean it back over, and we're basically going to do the exact same thing, but on the other scissor arm. And it's honestly, a fairly simple process. If it's your first time, I wouldn't imagine it taking more than maybe 30 minutes to do this. So it can seem a little intimidating if you don't know what you're looking at, but just keep your old mechanism handy. Take pictures of it, the old one if you need to, but otherwise just keep your old mechanism handy and see how they're attached, where they go into the frame, and use that as reference to make it a lot easier on yourself. So basically right here, we're just attaching these brackets as they were on the original, 2 bolts per side. So we've got that middle one. I usually like to start with the middle one and get it stabilized. And sometimes I like to leave them a little bit loose if I can, just to, I don't know if you've ever assembled furniture, but if you leave the bolts loose until the very end, then it makes it a lot easier to get the other pieces in place. But that concludes part 2 of our series on how to assemble the mechanism. Part 3 will be reinstalling it. See you there.